Resistance training. By Matt Fleekup. Developing a resistance training program. Perform a needs analysis. Acute program variables. Said principle. Needs analysis. Physiological needs of sport. The purpose of a needs analysis is so the trainer can design a specific and individualized training program based on the sport/activity of the athlete. Physiological needs of sport. Muscle actions used during the sport. Athlete's strengths/weaknesses. Any health/injury problems. What phase of competition is athlete in? Acute program variables. Exercise selection. Repetition velocity. Volume. Loading. Rest intervals. The purpose of program variables is to make sure the athlete's specific needs are met, optimal performance can be achieved, there is progression, and to prevent plateaus. Said principle. Specific adaptations to imposed demands. The adaptations to resistance exercise are specific to the demands of the program. The demands of the program are determined by the acute program variables. Training for strength, power, hypertrophy, and endurance. Muscular strength. Neuromuscular system's ability to generate force. Increased amounts of motor units, muscle fibers, a large cross-sectional area, and frequent acts of muscle stimulation will all cause an increase in muscle strength. Exercise selection. Multiple joint exercises use more muscles, can lift a heavier weight, take more skill and technique, choose multiple joint exercises of optimal gains. Single joint exercises hits isolated muscles, less risk of injury. Pyramiding. Increase weight and decrease reps each set, up and down. Negatives, eccentric, heavy negatives. Loading. Depends a lot on the athlete's current training status. Beginners 45 to 50% 1 RM, experienced 80 to 100% 1 RM. Volume. Also depends on current training status. Beginners can see benefits from single set programs. Overall, multiple set, 2 to 6 sets, heavy weight, low reps, programs will cause the most muscular strength. Rest intervals. Depends on the exercise. Fundamental, squat/deadlift, 2 to 3 minutes, assisted, machine leg curl, 1 to 2 minutes. For muscular strength, 2 to 3 minutes rest between sets because we are performing fundamental exercises with a heavy load. Repetition velocity. How fast we move the load. Training at moderate velocity produces the greatest increases in strength, 180 to 240 second. Muscular power. Power is increased by performing greater work in the same time, or the same work in lesser time. Max rate of force developed, muscular strength at slow and fast velocities, stretch shortening cycle, and coordination of movements and skill. 30 to 45% 1 RM in exercises with little deceleration phases in the lift, hang pulls, squat jumps, will cause maximal mechanical power, high velocity, light load. Exercise selection. Multiple joint total body exercises produce the most power, power cleans, push presses. Explosive movements that allow acceleration through a full ROM. Loading. Periodized throughout the program. Integrate light load, high velocity, 30 to 45% 1 RM, with heavy loads, 85 to 101 RM, maximum power occurs at 70% of 1 RM. Volume. 3 to 6 sets of 1 to 6 reps will maximize power. Rest intervals. 2 to 3 minutes between sets. Repetition velocity. Look to perform each rep with maximal acceleration, concentric phase. Muscular hypertrophy. Mechanical damage, muscles cross-sectional area, eccentric muscular contractions, tension, metabolic stress. increase in protein synthesis after exercise, increase in fast-twitch muscle fibers. Effects of testosterone, GH, insulin, IGF-1 on tissues during and after exercise. Exercise selection. Can use single and multiple joint exercises. Multiple joint exercises should be performed for long-term gains in muscle size. Pyramiding. Supersets. Negatives, eccentric. Pre-exhaustion. Drop-downs. Loading. Heavy loads, 70 to 85% 1 RM. Volume. High volume, multiple sets for 6 to 12 reps. Rest intervals. 1 to 2 minutes with moderate to high intensity and volume will cause more of an anabolic hormonal response than 2 to 3 minutes rest with very heavy loads. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets in fundamental exercises and 1 to 2 minutes between sets in assisted exercises. Repetition velocity. The load, number of reps, and goals of program all come before worrying about the velocity. Muscular endurance. Moving a specific pre-training load a maximal number of reps. Exercise selection. Multiple or large muscle group exercises will stimulate the greatest metabolic response, leading to improved muscular endurance. Circuit training one exercise to the next with minimal rest between exercises. Pre-exhaustion. Suicides. Loading. Light loads. Volume. High volume, multiple sets with 20 or more reps. Rest intervals. Short rest periods, 1 minute if 15 or more reps, 30 seconds if 10 to 15 reps. Repetition velocity. Fast velocity more effective. Use slower velocity with 10 to 15 reps. Use fast velocity with greater than 15 reps. Phases of competition season. Off-season, 4 to 6 workouts/week. Pre-season, 3 to 4 workouts/week. In-season, 1 to 2 workouts/week. Post-season, 1 to 3 workouts/week. 3 principles of progression. Progressive overload. Gradual increase of stress placed on the body during resistance training. Only occurs if we keep pushing the body. Change, load, volume, velocity, rest periods. Variation. Periodization, changing the program over time to ensure long-term gains. Change, exercises, intensity, volume, velocity. Specificity. Training is specific to the muscle actions involved and used during the sport.